What do y'all say? One thing for sure. What is one thing for two things for certain? Something like that. Okay. I'm tired. I just got done with line dance karaoke. I'm just like I've gotten in the house and settled and stuff, but y'all, I was like, I'm not even gonna change clothes. I'm not like do not pass go, do not collect $200. That type of thing, okay? Because if I don't do this live writing session right now, it's not gonna get done tonight. Okay. Do y'all have moments like that where you like, listen, let me do it. Let me do it right now. Why the spirit hit me. Okay. Because if I don't do it right now, it's not gonna get done. Okay. That's the kind of that's how I'm feeling tonight. Tonight went wonderfully. We had line dance class, karaoke. It was super cute. It was fun. Hold on. Let me get these books. Hold on. Let me let y'all see my little outfit. I thought I was cute. I thought I was cute tonight. I thought I was a little cute. I was giving like Janet Jackson vibes. Was I giving Janet Jackson vibes tonight, y'all? I don't know. All right. Let's get these off, y'all, because we want to be comfortable for this live writing session. Go ahead and get y'all stuff together. I know we're probably like a little earlier than we usually are. Usually, child, we're on here like 1 o'clock in the morning and carrying on. But not tonight, y'all. Not tonight. I'm already feeling it. I'm already tired, ready to just kind of like call it a night. But I also have some things that I want to do. I want to see where we left off the last time. And because child, really, to be honest, y'all, I don't even remember. Matter of fact, the last thing we worked on, y'all, was the Elks Idol. Remember, I was telling y'all about that. Well, tonight I was in the meeting, right? Because we had the activities committee. They met tonight, and we were supposed to present to them. So, and it's nothing like, okay. So last week, Thursday, I already presented it to, the lodge in a meeting, right? So it wasn't like that I needed to present it to the activities committee, but it will be a really good thing to do that because then I get their buy-in. I've already got the plan together. That's what we did last night. But, or early this morning, however you want to look at it, y'all. So that's what we did. And so I already have the plan together, and I'm, like I would say like I'm 95% good with the plan that we have right now. You know what I mean? Like I think we have a good solid plan. It's going to be great for our first one. But even though it's our first one, I'm not anticipating that this is going to be like a small thing. You know what I mean? Like at first I was. But then I talked to some of the other girls and they were like, no, like, let's just do it. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's do it. So, of course, I'm like, you say less. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're going to do it. So I want to present it to the activities committee or special events committee. Like they're trying to figure out their name because this is a new committee that they just put together. So I'm going to present it to the committee so that, I get their buy-in, and then, hopefully they'll all be on board, which I know they will, because first of all, this is going to be so cute, like cute. Okay. Well, we're going to have a cute event, it's going to be real cute. And the way I put it together was 12 singers, right? Karaoke, right? 12. And then we'll start a waiting list once we get to like 13, whatever. So we'll start a waiting list after that. Because, I mean, okay, when you think about it, right? If you really have like more than that, you got to think, okay, like everybody's going to sing a song that's probably going to be right around like 4 minutes, right? The average song is probably about 4 minutes long. You know what I mean? Plus you got to account for like transitions, introductions, you know what I'm saying? Like intermissions and all of that stuff. Plus the judges, they got to do their thing. Plus you got to give them time for that, whatever. So like if you calculate all of that up, which I did, you know what I mean? I try to calculate it all up. Like I think that that's going to be like a good like 2-hour window, right? And that's pretty much all you can handle. I mean, like how much can you handle like singer after singer after singer like in a competition, right? Right? Okay. So, and this is on a weeknight too. Like this is a school night, mind you. Okay, like we have turned Tuesdays into a whole like movement. Okay, but it is still a school night at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People got to get up and go to work in the morning, and so we can't just be out there all night. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta take that into consideration too while I'm putting the plan together. Child. So, anyways, so what I'm thinking is once I present it to the committee, then they'll be like, okay, yeah, like they're totally on board. Plus, I've already heard some people out, some people have already chimed in and kind of given their 2 cents, which I took it, received it, and then, incorporated it into the plan, right? So, but tonight I didn't get to do that because they were talking about another event that's coming up big, sooner than the Elks Idol. So it took precedence tonight. And then I had line dance class at 6:30. And the meeting started at 6. So, as you can see, it ran over. So I had to go ahead and leave. So, I could tend to the line dance class and do all that. Plus, child, I got there late, right? Because y'all, I was up all night with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We was up writing, doing our thing, right? So I was super tired today. So I decided to take a nap before line dance class. And then I didn't even want to get up. Y'all know how that happened. Y'all know how them naps start feeling like too good. Child. That's what happened. Okay, let me give y'all a little lay of the land real quick before my vibration plate stops. Okay, so what we do here is we do 50 minutes of focused work. Okay, so 50 minutes. All I've been doing is just kind of running my mouth so y'all can get all y'all stuff together. Y'all can get in place, get your computer together, get your paper together, get your pen, child, your pencil, whatever you need to do this writing session, okay? We do 50 minutes of focused work, and then we do 10 minutes of a movement. What I've been feeling here lately is this vibration plate, which is why my voice is shaking, because I'm standing on my vibration plate. It's supposed to help with like lymphatic drainage and help with pain and stuff like that, which it feels amazing after line dance class tonight. In a minute, I'm going to rub my paprika and chili balsam after I sit for a minute, because I know after I sit that my hip's going to get stiff. I'm going to put some of that on in a minute. I'm going to have to unbutton my pants and everything, y'all, because I'm still dressed from tonight. So let me know in the comments, what are you working on? Are you writing your book? Are you writing your memoir? Are you writing poetry? Are you editing tonight? Like, what are you working on? Let me know in the chat, so that I can hold you accountable. You hold me accountable. I'm your accountability partner. You're my accountability partner. We're just in here writing our behinds off, okay, child? Because we got goals. We got things we want to accomplish this year. Do you want to put your book out this year? Do you want to have it, just about ready? Do you want to have it outlined? I mean, what are your goals? Let me know in the chat, or you can let me know. You can get in my inbox and let me know. Also, let me go ahead and put this go ahead and copy this into the chat. If you are someone who is stuck, let's say you're stuck at a decision point, you have 2 things that you're considering, 2 options you're considering: a new job, a move, a relationship, cutting off a relationship. Let's say you're faced with that decision right now, and you're having a hard time, kind of coming up with like how to make that decision. I'm gonna post in the chat a decision audit that you can download right now. It's available right now, and it's in the chat. And you can download that, and it'll help you to make this decision, because I know what it's like to really be stuck between decisions, between choices that you can make, and then you're trying to figure out like, okay, how do I like navigate making this decision? And sometimes it's not a matter of is it a right or wrong decision? Is it a good or bad decision? Sometimes it's not that black and white. Sometimes it's like, okay, I got to just make the best decision, and that's what it comes down to. So how do you do that? And to be honest, we never really been taught that. Those are skills that we learn through the school of hard knocks, like just trying to figure it all out. But there is a framework that you can use to help you make decisions, to help you be more clear and confident about the decisions that you have to make. And that is the decision audit that is pinned to the comments. I pin it to the comments, so y'all can go ahead and download that right now. And then use that to help you when it comes to the decisions that you have to make. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's not even a matter of weighing out the pros and the cons, because once you list out all the pros and the cons, like, are you willing to accept the cost of the decision you make, like the pros and cons of it all. So the decision audit is going to help you with that. So let me know in the chat, where are you writing? Like, where are you writing at? Like, here in Alabama, it is 11. Let me see. It's 11:33. It's 11:33 here where I am in Alabama. So what time is it where you are? Where are you in the world? Y'all let me know that in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and get started here in a few minutes. My vibration plate is almost over. I like to get a good 10 minutes on my vibration plate while I'm getting y'all rallied up, child. Okay, let me see. All right, let me share my screen here. And just like we did before, just want to give a shout out to Million Reason. That's the countdown ticker that we're using here. It's the 15-minute countdown timer flip clock with simple beeps. Okay, simple beeps. And let me go ahead and turn it down because, child, I don't want to bust y'all eardrums with these simple beeps. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to make this big. I'm going to go ahead and mute out, you guys. And then let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start writing. Hey. Hey, Energy 888. Hey. I'm glad you are here. We'll get to your comment when we get off of our first 15-minute writing session, okay? All right, y'all, muting out now. Let's go ahead and get Yeah, that sounds weird, right? Hold on. Something's not right with this. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I wonder if it's like some type of glitch. Let me see. Child, that threw me all the way off on my whole in my like threw my whole vibe off. Did it throw y'all's vibe off? No, ma'am. Let me see. Let me go back to the lo-fi and see. I wonder if it just was glitching. Okay, let's continue writing, you guys. Sorry about that. Hey y'all. All right. We have completed our first 50-minute session. Let me go ahead and get up on this plate, child. All right, let me check y'all's comments. Now we had some comments come in at the beginning of the stream. Okay, so let me check what you said. Energy. Okay. I like that. Energy. I didn't get it the first time. Am I slow? I didn't get it the first time when I first said it. So you're an hour difference from me. So you're okay. Hey, energy. OMG. You said think, understand algorithm. I so needed this push. I have about 10 books in my head and I need to get them out. Ah, thank you. You're in Virginia. I was born in West Virginia, child. And I used to live in Virginia too for a minute. Oh, where did I live in? Hampton? Did I live in Hampton? Is that where we were? I was like 16 years old, child. Oh my gosh. The things that happened. Wait a minute. Am I doing a whole like flashback right now? Am I having a flashback? OMG. Okay. Let me bring it back to present day, present location. Okay. Some things happened. I was about 16 years old. I really don't know why my parents let me go and live with my brother. I think they realized they didn't have a choice. Because I was gonna do it anyway, probably. At that age, I was gonna do what I wanted to do. Travel. Yeah, my brother was stationed in Virginia. And I went to stay with him. I babysat for him and his girlfriend. Sure. Oh, that's when I used to babysit my oldest niece. Oh my gosh. Okay, energy. You done brought 888. You done brought some memories back, child. Okay, so what did we accomplish this last session? Okay, let's get on task here. Okay, what did I do? Y'all, sometimes I really don't be knowing okay, what I'm gonna do in these sessions. Sometimes I do. Like I have a plan, okay, this is what I need to accomplish during these sessions, but sometimes I don't. Probably like more often than not, I don't. So y'all saw like when we first started this session, child, I stood there at my computer for a minute, like, okay, wait a minute. What am I doing tonight? What am I trying to accomplish, child? So it took me a second to get it together. But then I started working on. I took a look at the Elks Idol stuff, but I decided to just put it aside because it doesn't need me to work on it tonight. So then I started looking at. So what did I start looking at? I don't even remember. I'm all over the place, y'all. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this madness? Okay, we're in the lab. And in the lab, sometimes we're all over the place. So I know I was working on the website. I've already gotten the decision audit. I've gotten the decision audit that's in the chat. I already got that linked in the chat. I've got that on there. And I also have a decision audit available for people who are trying to navigate cutting off a toxic parent. Whether they need to go no contact, limited contact, or just how they need to navigate their relationship with a toxic parent. I also have that available on the school site as well as the website that I'm working on right now. What else? I don't know why I put this in ChatGPT, but I was like, I put my website link into ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to look at my website and let me know, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to tweak? What do I need to change? What do I need to move? What do I need to add? All that stuff. So I put that in there, and I really don't even know, y'all, for real, where my mind was when I decided to do that. But I did put that in, and then I just got carried away with working on it. So that's where I ended up just before this break. Oh, child. I'm all over the place. Okay. So, and then just before I got started, I was thinking I need to work on altrusive stuff because we have a meeting coming up next week. And we've got the girlfriend gala coming up. Y'all remember we started working heavily on that, like September and stuff of last year. Y'all remember that? So that's going to be coming up again next October, but we don't want to wait until, like we get super close to time before we really start to put stuff in place, because we did that last time. And even though, we had a good plan in place, which made most everything go smoothly with that event, we talked about it. We had a after action review, and we decided like we want to get started a lot earlier than we did this past time, because we want to just make sure nothing slips through the cracks, that nobody's stressed out. Because really, like, it's like the sooner you can get started on planning a thing, the easier it's gonna be to plan it, because it's like, and especially if you stick with like timelines, if you like, oh, like I started early, so now I have all this time, because like that happens too. That happens every time. Like all the time when I'm like getting ready to go somewhere. If I start getting ready early, I think I have way more time than what I do. And so I end up, sometimes I'm getting ready and I end up line dancing, having a little karaoke session of my own. And then all that time I had in the beginning ends up like catching up to me. And then I end up late. Whereas like in the beginning, I had so much time. And that can happen when you're doing an event, right? Like you think, okay, we're getting started early, so we have all this time to plan. We got time to, put it all together. And then you lose sight of it because you think you have so much time. We're not gonna let that happen either, child. Okay. So we're like, planning enough ahead, in advance, and then like scheduling things out. And so that's why I put like a lot of that stuff into my chat GPT, because like, okay, why do I have to like stress about trying to figure out the timeline when I can just put it in chat GPT and be like, chat, help me come up with a timeline. You know what I mean? Of like how stuff needs to be done, how far in advance things need to be done, all how things need to be planned out. And that'll just help me to, stay on task. So I know a lot of people, even in this day and age, right, where we know how good AI stuff is, at the same time, it is still, it could be, I'm not even gonna say it could be, it's a two-edged sword for sure. But, it's like there's a lot of good things in it. And as long as you stay with good intentions when you use it, then it's good. You know what I mean? So use it to help you come up with a plan. As you're writing your book, telling your truth, put this information into chat GPT and tell your chat, help me to come up with the full story, to help me to like, where are my missing details that I need to add here, to help this story to make sense, and then how do I plug this into my overall message, to where I don't lose track of my overall message, with telling the story of what happened to me. You know what I mean? So, all of that is going to be very good and useful information as you are progressing in these sessions of telling the truth. And I also have over on the school app, the whole tell your truth daughter, this is the memoir writing manual. Okay. So for people who are daughters who are telling their truth, who are finally telling their story. And so I came up with this. This is part 1 of the series, and this is going to get you started. This is how to write the memoir you were never meant to tell. Okay. So this is part 1 of the Tell Your Truth Daughter series. So that's what we're doing in these live sessions. Okay, you guys. And then part 2 and part 3 are, as you progress in the series, as you progress into like getting ready to put your book out, protecting yourself, protecting, other people involved in the story, protect yourself legally, stuff like that. If you decide that you're mentioning names or you're not mentioning names, all of that stuff has to be factored in. But you don't need to think about that right now. Right now, you just need to think about this part. Just this part one of just telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like, let's start there, okay? Before we get into any other part of this, of making this a whole movement for you. So this book is available. It's also available on my website, and it's also available in the school community. Okay, so this is going to get you started, and it's also an interactive workbook style. So it has journal pages in there. I say journal pages, but it's really pages for you to go ahead and write in based on the information that I'm giving you in this book. So you can go ahead and start putting it into action. But okay, y'all. So that was our 10-minute. That was our 10-minute movement break. Let's go ahead and get back started. In the chat again, you guys, let me know what you're working on. Energy. I'm sending you some great creative vibes as you are writing all these 10 books. Again, like I said, a good tip is to put all those ideas into your chat GPT. Tell your chat GPT, hey, I have 10 books in my head. You know what I mean? Like, put that in there. That's how your chat GPT gets to know you and gets to know, like, okay, this is what her mission is. This is what she's trying to do. These are the books that she has. These are the ideas that she has. And it'll help you start to flesh all of that out. Because right now, having 10 books in your head is probably overwhelming. It's probably like you're probably drowning in all of that, that you're thinking about, all those 10 books. So that's a lot. So put that into your chat GPT if you have it. If you don't have chat, get it, girl. Like, get chat. And then put that in there. I have these 10 books in my head. This is, idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, book 3, whatever, however you want to list it, put that in there, and then ask your chat to help me to start to outline this, to come up with a plan for this. Is this a series that you're trying to do, like a 10 book series? You'll need to like have some type of plan in place so you don't end up getting overwhelmed with all the ideas that you have. Like, I'm somebody who has like a million ideas too. So that's why I have to put it all, like, write it all down, put it in some type of organized manner so I don't overwhelm myself. Okay. So that's my suggestion for you. And if you can do that this next 50-minute round, start to put that into your chat, so you can start to really flesh out those ideas. Okay. Because, child, I can only imagine, girl. I'm overwhelmed just hearing you say I got 10 books in my head. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. We did it, y'all. We did it. We did it. Okay. Energy, you say, okay, I'm definitely drowning. Listen, ain't that the truth? Child, that's like my daily state of mind. Okay. Like drowning, drowning. So hey y'all, how was that? How was that for you? How was that session? The last session, the total session. We're in the lab, y'all. We're in the lab. We are in the writing lab. We are telling the truth, daughter. So y'all get up, okay? Get moving, okay? Because I have a feeling that some of y'all did not get up in that last session, that last 10-minute session, that movement session we did. I think some of y'all didn't get up. I need y'all to get up, okay? Y'all got to keep moving. I need to rub some of this paprika and chili balsam on my hip, child, okay? Because we had line dance class tonight, and also just sitting here, just sitting there for, a long period of times, makes my hip hurt a little bit. So I just put a little bit. That's all I put on there, okay? And as you can see, it's red, just like chili and paprika. Okay. Let me go ahead and, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and I'm gonna put the QR code right here. The QR code is right there, you guys. So you can go and get your own tube of paprika and chili balsam. Rub some of that on your hip, child. This is a massage gel. And so this, it's like it gets into your skin. It gives like an icy hot feeling. Now, if this one isn't the one you want with that icy hot feeling, they also have a horse chestnut, and it gives like that same effect of relieving pain, like soothing that pain and really getting down in there into those muscles and in those joints and soothes it. So all I do is just rub that in just for a few, like 30 seconds, a minute, just rub that right on in. And as you're sitting here, doing these writing sessions, you have to keep in mind, you have to be conscious of your body, right? Be conscious of, sitting for long periods of time, any type of like stress that begins to like build up, or any trauma that starts to build up in your system. Because, as you are telling the truth, that's going to bring back some stuff. Like, you guys, as I wrote this book, The Pastor's Daughter Provoked, this is my international best-selling memoir. This is volume 1 of my memoir series. As I wrote that book, y'all, stuff started coming back up. I started reliving trauma, started having like flashbacks and memories. I started having dreams, nightmares, of things that I had experienced, and of like I had dreams and nightmares that my father and I were like battling. You know what I mean? Like I had dreams that I was like I had a pew pew. You know what I'm saying? Like I was shooting at him. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to keep in mind that as you are telling your story, as you are speaking your truth, as you are journaling the truth, as you're, speaking it into your recording app, as you're putting it down on paper, as you're typing it into the computer, as you're thinking about it and researching, some of that stuff is going to come back up. You know what I mean? And you have to keep in mind that you have a body. You know what I mean? And that trauma has been living in your body. And when it starts to come up, it can, bring up some things for you. It could put you in some type of depression. It could put you into, that fight and freeze and all that stuff. You could start reliving those moments. You could start having paranoia, bouts of paranoia. I mean, like, the stuff that can come up for you is, I mean, you just don't know. I don't know what can come up for you. I don't know what you've been through. You know what I mean? So, but I want to know, you know what I'm saying? I want to know your story. So your story is important. Your experience is important. What you learn from it is important. Your perspective is important. Um, and it's not only important to other daughters out there, but it's also important to you. Like, you need to survive this. You know what I mean? And just because you've been surviving it doesn't mean that that's gonna continue being the case. If you continue down that same trajectory, if you continue doing the same thing that you've been doing to heal your trauma, is that going to continue to work for you? You have to ask yourself that question. I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if you haven't done anything, then you know what I mean? There's no telling. There's no telling how this is going to come up for you. But what I want for you is to heal for real. You know what I mean? You know how we've been taught, especially, if you've come from religion and stuff, we've been taught to just kind of like speak those things that be not as though they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as we say we're healed, then like that's what's going to happen, even though that may not be our reality. I think for a long time, for a lot of us, we've just been saying we're healed. We've just been like going through the motions. We've been speaking those things that be not as though they were. You know what I mean? Without doing any type of work, without speaking our truth, without, you know, getting it out of our body and onto paper or recording or something. You know what I mean? We haven't processed it. We haven't acknowledged it. So it's almost like, well, how do you expect anything to change or get better when, you're not doing the work? So, what I want for you, for all of us, is for this experience, whatever experiences that you have, you know, to be something that maybe one day you you can speak it, and it brings you some type of fulfillment in knowing that you conquered it, that you overcame it, that you can speak it now, and it doesn't do the same thing it used to do. It doesn't make you small anymore. That you can stand on your story, not in it. That you can even retell the story of what happened to you, and you come out with it. You come out of it with so much clarity, you know, and even a sense of you've conquered, that you've overcome. Whatever God has for you is what I want for you. You know what I mean? In what you've been through. Maybe it turns into something major for you. Maybe your pain turns into some type of profit for you. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't even begin to say. All I can say is that I know that this is a powerful step. Like, I know for sure that this is a powerful step because I did it myself. Like, I took those steps myself. I put it on paper. I told, you know what I mean, what happened. And it's been a miracle for me. Like, literally a miracle. Like, if this had been, I don't know, 5 years ago, y'all would have saw a totally different Dolores. Now you see a Dolores who can line dance. You know what I mean? I teach line dance now. I mean, just think about the evolution of that. Before this process, I didn't even line dance. You know what I mean? I didn't really dance at all. It wasn't really something that was like too much accepted. You know what I mean? In my family and stuff. It wasn't something that we did. I remember growing up and we couldn't listen to the devil's music. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't listen to music that actually made you dance, that made you want to move. Um, and so now, to have so much movement in my body and to be able to move pain out of my body. I mean, just like there's times when I just, I start feeling depressed and start feeling down. And then I dance, you know what I mean? Like, I was just line dance. And now I've started doing karaoke. I didn't even used to karaoke, you guys. And so now I'm doing karaoke, I'm line dancing, and those are like activities that, are very helpful to your healing process. I mean, think about, like, just moving the pain through your body, but also singing it. Even when you're not someone who just sings, sometimes you can get a song. It's like a song that just speaks to you. Like for my mom, she didn't do karaoke either. But when she does karaoke, she does this one song. Okay, one song. And it's I can see clearly now the rain is coming. My voice is shaking because I'm on this plate, but that's like that's her song. And maybe you need to find that song for you and that be your karaoke song. You know what I mean? And you just sing that every time because that just does something to you and for you, you know? So there's a lot of healing tools out there. And so, I want you to discover them and I want you to use them to actually to heal for real, you know? Um I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and mute out this music because I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. But y'all, um, as you are leaving the live stream, please make sure that you like this video, share the video with another daughter who's just telling her story. Say, hey, just tune into these live writing sessions and just write while she's writing. Even if you watch this like after the fact, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Does it really matter if you watch it after the fact? No, it doesn't. You can still get the whole vibe, okay, of being in here and us writing together. I'm your accountability partner. You're my accountability partner. I'm telling you what I'm doing, what I'm working on. I want you guys to tell me what you're working on. Is it your book? Is it your poetry? Are you telling your story? Are you doing a series of story times on video or voiceover or whatever? Like, tell me what you're doing so I can send you some good, positive, creative energy, like I did with Energy 888. Okay. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Um, Make sure y'all like the video on the way out. Make sure that y'all go ahead and grab the decision audit. So if you are struggling between decisions and you don't really know how to make decisions, how to choose what you need to do or decide what you need to do, go ahead and grab that decision audit. That's going to really help you to streamline your decision making process. Okay, you guys, I love y'all and I thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I will see y'all on the next one. Remember, y'all, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I love y'all. Bye bye for now.